And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today on this Monday. We will get to the super thanks tomorrow probably. So if you gave a super thanks last week and left a comment, tune in tomorrow and we will get to that. But this is going to be a quick video. As we all know, the Timberwolves were able to dethrone the former champions, the Denver Nuggets. And to my surprise, like I said, I was tuning in to the first couple of quarters last night, and after I saw the Nuggets had got up pretty good, I said, hey, you know, these guys have been champions before. Maybe the championship DNA will kick in, and they probably have got this game. That's what I was thinking. But to my surprise, like I said, found out later that the Timberwolves won, and I was very excited about that. Very excited for Anthony Edwards and the rest of the Timberwolves. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and say this. I made a comment on my first video today, basically saying that if the Timberwolves can keep this core together, and because of the leadership of Anthony Edwards, and because I feel like not only does he hold his teammates accountable, but he also praises them as well. Like he gives them sincere, genuine praise when they do well as holding them accountable, as well as he listens to the coach. He takes accountability from the coach. And because of all those things together, I said that, hey, look, in the next few years, the Minnesota Timberwolves may be one of the greatest teams we've seen in the last several years. You know, in the last decade or more. And some people were pushing back on that, saying it's too early to tell and yada, 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 yada. Well, first of all, I didn't say that they were definitely going to be that. I said if these things remain in place, that I absolutely believe, because if you follow this channel enough, you should know that we talk about mentality. And I talk about that so much because to me, you can tell everything from that. From a person's mentality, you can tell how successful or not successful they will be. I'm sure there are people that you knew growing up who you just like knew that this person was going to be successful, and they turned out to be, because they just always had that drive. Like they just always had that work ethic. You know, they always had this energy to not stop. And so this is what we're talking about. The mentality and the leadership of Anthony Edwards and the camaraderie of the team of Minnesota. And if all these things stay in place, yes, I stand on that. I do believe the Minnesota Timberwolves will be one of the greatest teams that we've seen in the last decade or so if these things stay together. But anyway, so let's get to the topic at hand. I'm going to touch on this real quick just because everybody's been talking about it. All over mainstream media, everybody's talking about the failure of Nikola Jokic's teammates to give him support. And we all know that they didn't do well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Nikola and Murray was the only ones in double digits, and they were in they think they had 69 points between the two of them. So yeah, that's been the narrative in mainstream media. I saw Scap Attack do a video basically saying the same thing. And I saw Shout Out to Sports and Fitness Rants do a video saying, hey, look, this has to go on Nikola. If we're going to do it for LeBron James, basically, or for everybody else, it has to go for him too. So I'm going to throw my quick 2 cents in, and that is this. Nikola Jokic, if he's the leader of the team, he gets the blame. It's that simple. If he's the leader of the team, he gets the blame. You know, again, I remember back to seeing, watching the Chicago Bulls, and whenever they lost, it was Michael Jordan and the Bulls couldn't get it done. So yeah, Nikola Jokic, he has to get the blame. Here's the thing, and I've said this before. Like for me, the verdict was still out on Nikola Jokic just based on how I hear him talk in interviews. Again, this is what I judge off is like how you talk, how you conduct yourself as a leader if you are supposed to be a superstar on the team. It's not just your skills. It's not just how well you can get it done personally. It is how well of a leader you can be. This is why Kevin Durant is where he is. This is why Kevin Durant is unfulfilled and gets a lot of flack and doesn't understand why he's not seen in a certain light. Because if you're going to be a bona fide superstar, you have to be both. You have to be a good player and a good leader. Kevin Durant has one out of the two, which makes him less effective for a team. So, the fact of the matter is Anthony Edwards, I believe, has better leadership. Even though he didn't play well that game, I believe he has better leadership than Nikola Jokic. Just from what I've seen. And, I might dive into it some more, but Nikola Jokic seems to be, I think he's coachable. Obviously, I think the Denver Nuggets as a team is coachable. But just in terms of a leader to really get out there and direct everybody, let everybody know when they're not up to snuff, to apply pressure to your teammates when they are not playing their best. This is part of it. So him as a leader, he has to take the blame. Because to me, you as a leader, if your team is not playing good, you have to figure out a way to make them play good by any means necessary. Whether that's, having some harsh words for them, potentially. It doesn't necessarily have to be harsh words, but definitely at the very least to address the problem. Not only address a problem in the moment, but it should always be addressed. If they're not going hard in practice, it needs to be addressed. And this is why Michael Jordan is who he is. Because he never allowed anyone to give less than your best. How you play in practice ultimately is how well you're going to be able to play in the game. Again, this is to me, is no such thing as activate playoff mode. Playoff mode should be every time you step on the court. I don't care if it's for a practice. I don't care if it's for a scrimmage. I don't care if it's for, a recreational game in the park. Every time you step on the court, it should be playoff mode. That's how and that way you don't have to activate playoff mode. You're always there. So yeah, I think Nikola Jokic should definitely get the blame. And then of course, there's a lot of people who feel like the Denver Nuggets hadn't really been battle tested, and there's some validity to that as well. But I will say this though. I will say this for the people who are blaming Nikola Jokic's teammates. I will say this, that I think it is when you yourself do not constantly blame others, people will more than likely give you the benefit of the doubt. People are more apt to give you the benefit of the doubt. If people see you're a hard worker and you don't blame others, people are more apt to give you the benefit of the doubt and say, well, hey, look, he did do his part. He didn't win because X, Y, and Z. But when you are someone like LeBron James, who constantly blames others, then you're not going to get that benefit of the doubt, period. So I will say, like I said, I will say that for Nikola Jokic, that because he does play hard and because he's not one to throw his teammates under the bus, at least I haven't heard it, that I think human nature is more apt to give him the benefit of the doubt and to say, well, hey, he did his part. But again, if you're the leader of a team, you take the blame, period. You take the blame. You're responsible for knowing how to get the best out of your teammates, period. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who is to blame for the Nuggets' loss? Is it on Nikola Jokic as the leader? Or is it everyone else's fault? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day. And I'll see you next time. All right.